Welcome to Love Will Love, a place where emotions meet stories. Here, we explore love, mystery, and the moments that change our lives forever. Every episode is a new journey. Are you ready to feel it? Don't forget to subscribe, like, and join us for the next story of Love Reborn. We first crossed paths back in 7th grade, squeezed into the back rows of Italian class. He insists I made fun of him every single day. His handwriting, his accent, even the way he said ciao. I still deny it, but he swears it's true. Looking back, maybe that silly teasing was our very first thread of connection, even if I didn't realize it then. For a while, we were just background characters in each other's lives, passing in crowded hallways, sharing mutual friends, exchanging quick hellos. Nothing about us screamed, "Someday this will be love." It wasn't until sophomore year that things shifted. A mutual friend pulled us into the same group hangouts. He was shy, sweet, a little awkward, but he had this calmness about him that drew me in. By July, he gathered enough courage to ask me out. Not in person, of course. Over AIM. Yep, the most teenage way possible. I'll admit something I'm not proud of. When I said yes, it wasn't because I was head over heels. I didn't feel anything yet. I just thought he was a nice guy, and honestly, I wanted a boyfriend. Shallow, maybe. But I was 16, with zero relationship experience, and thought, why not? Our first date wasn't dinner or a movie. We just walked through the woods near our town, talking about everything and nothing. I don't remember the exact words, but I remember the feeling, comfort, laughter, and the strange warmth of realizing we had so much in common. Similar goals, similar quirks, even the same weird tastes in music. That was when I felt the first spark. He even quit smoking pot because I didn't like it. Back then, I thought that was the grandest gesture of love. Now, I probably wouldn't care. But at 16, it felt huge, like proof that maybe this was something real. But then came the hard part. Me. My mental health was a storm, always brewing just behind my smile. Anxiety, depression, jealousy, it all wrapped around me like chains I couldn't break. I became controlling, suspicious, and honestly, kind of a psycho girlfriend. I hated myself for it, but I couldn't stop. And when another girl started slipping into the picture, the one who constantly tried to wedge herself between us, my insecurities went wild. She flirted with him openly, whispered in his ear, tried to sabotage us. At one point, I found out they had a thing behind my back. It didn't last, but the betrayal burned. Eventually, I hit rock bottom. There was a week where I did nothing but drown in self-hatred, hating myself, hating the world. I thought I'd lost him forever. That was when I realized something had to change. Not for him, not even for us, but for me. I started therapy. I tried meditation. Small steps that felt like climbing mountains. It was the hardest work of my life, and the progress was painfully slow. But somewhere in that struggle, I felt the first flicker of hope that maybe I wasn't doomed to be broken forever. And then, just as I was piecing myself back together, he reached out. He'd gone through his own changes during our time apart. At first, his friends had pushed him to be colder, harsher, the kind of guy who brushed off feelings. But eventually, someone close to him woke him up. He admitted he felt guilty, that he never stopped loving me, he just couldn't handle my chaos back then. Hearing that cracked me open. For weeks, we texted, met for coffee, circled cautiously around what we both still felt. Finally, we decided to give it another try. He tells me all the time, I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. And after everything, I believe him. He's not just my boyfriend, he's my best friend. But here's the twist. 6 months ago, I found out he wasn't as unshakable as I thought. Behind his calm, steady exterior, he'd been fighting his own battles. Depression, anxiety, and worse, he admitted he'd thought about leaving me. Not because he stopped loving me, but because he was scared he wasn't enough. Scared that he couldn't hold both his struggles and mine. That confession shattered me. For so long, I thought I was the broken one, the one he carried. I never realized he was carrying his own weight too, silently, alone. That night, we sat down and talked for hours. We laid everything bare, our fears, our shame, the nights we'd cried without the other knowing. For the first time, I saw the full truth, not him rescuing me, not me clinging to him, but to people stumbling, falling, and standing back up together. And that's when I understood. Our love isn't about surviving the good or the bad. It's about choosing each other every single day, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. We met as awkward kids. We broke each other's hearts. We broke our own hearts. We healed, we stumbled, and we found our way back. He saved me more times than I can count. And in the end, I saved him too. That's what love is. Not perfect, not easy, but real. Broken, but unbroken. If this story touched you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Love has many faces. Which one will we discover next?